There are 5 key muscle groups that make the biggest visual impact on your physique. Muscle groups that, even when only moderately developed, make us look much bigger than we actually are. In this video, not only will I share what these 5 key muscle groups are, but I'm going to give you a few advanced tips you can use to bring them up faster than ever before. Muscle number 1. Mid-delts. Well-developed mid-delts will not only add width to your frame, but it'll create the illusion of a more narrow waistline, accentuating your V-taper. And according to this study, the more prominent your V-taper, the more attractive and visually appealing you'll be. While compound movements adequately target the anterior and posterior deltoids, they almost completely ignore the mid-delts. The mid-delts, responsible for shoulder abduction, are best trained with isolation exercises like lateral raises, and while traditional dumbbell lateral raises are great, they provide little to no tension at the bottom of the rep, which is why I recommend a cable variation where there's tension throughout the entire range. And if you want to make these even more effective, utilize a neutral grip and bring the weight up about 45 degrees from your clavicle rather than directly at your sides, as research shows this results in better activation of the mid-delts. Muscle number 2. Lats. The lats extend from the lower back and insert into the shoulder joints, covering a large area of your back. Well-developed lats not only outline the back, but they also tie in and exaggerate the width from the shoulders to the waistline, further accentuating the coveted V-taper. The main functions of the lats are shoulder extension, or bringing your arm down from in front of your body, and shoulder adduction, or bringing your arm down at your side. According to this study, the lats, when worked in the sagittal plane, have their best leverage between 30 and 60 degrees of humeral elevation. According to the same study, in the frontal plane, lats have the best leverage from 60 to 90 degrees. Thus, for shoulder extension, I recommend doing a kneeling one-arm diagonal pull. For these, make sure you're allowing the arm to fully extend at the top, as this will ensure you're training the lats from a fully lengthened position, and then pulling the cable far enough that your elbow passes your torso in order to reach a fully shortened contraction. For shoulder adduction, I recommend wide grip pull downs or pull-ups. The wider grip ensures that the majority of your range of motion will be done in that 60 to 90 degrees of elevation where the lats are most active. Muscle number 3. Upper pecs. There's nothing manlier and more attractive than a thick set of pecs. In fact, one study found that the eyes are immediately attracted to the chest when assessing a man's physique, but focusing too much on flat presses and flies might be the reason why your chest lacks a full and round appearance. Thus, I recommend including some more direct upper chest training. The clavicular head or upper pecs are responsible mainly for horizontal adduction, or bringing your arm across your body, as well as shoulder flexion, or bringing your arm up in front of your body. So not only do we want to include exercises that train these two functions, but we want to ensure those exercises lend themselves well to progressive overload. For this, I recommend a dumbbell incline press, as this compound exercise checks all of those boxes. This 2020 study looked at the effects of 5 bench press angles on the upper body push muscles ranging from 0 to 60 degrees. They found that a 30-degree incline was the sweet spot for upper pec activation, while higher inclines shifted emphasis to the front delts, and lower inclines emphasize more of the middle and lower pecs. Therefore, if you want to build well-rounded pecs, I recommend making the 30-degree incline bench press the focal point of your chest training. Muscle number 4. Traps. Nothing makes you look more physically imposing than a set of mountainous traps. While often associated with the visible portion from the front, the trapezius muscles cover a substantial portion of your upper back, spanning horizontally from the spine to the acromion and vertically from the neck to the mid-back in a diamond shape. While the main functions of the traps are shoulder elevation and scapular retraction, research shows that activation of the upper, middle, and lower portions of the traps is highest in scapular retraction than shoulder elevation. And since all fibers of the trapezius attach to the scapula and most of its fibers run horizontally, it makes sense that a horizontal pull will provide better results than a simple shrug. Thus, I recommend a high, wide grip row with arms elevated, ideally close to 90 degrees. Elevating your arms will allow you to focus more on scapular retraction rather than shoulder extension, which would shift more of the focus to the lats. Another alternative would be the snatch grip barbell shrug, where you're leaning slightly forward. Not only does research show that having your arms in a degree of abduction leads to a greater degree of upper trap activation, but the slight forward lean will add an element of scapular retraction. Muscle group number 5, triceps. When your shirt sleeves hug your biceps, eyes inevitably gravitate towards your arms. Their prominence makes them one of the most critical muscle groups to train for a bigger, more impressive physique. And the key to making your arms massive is making sure that you're focusing on the triceps. You see, the triceps make up about 65% of the mass in your upper arm. Thus, if you want to achieve bigger arms in the shortest amount of time, you must focus on the triceps. The triceps, as the name suggests, are made up of 3 heads: the lateral head, the medial head, and the long head. Together, they work to extend the elbow. The long head, which happens to be the largest of the 3 heads, is also involved in extension of the shoulder. According to Beardsley, while the lateral and medial heads might be more active when the shoulder is overhead, the long head might be more active when the upper arm extends behind the torso. Thus, I recommend including some form of overhead triceps extension done with either a dumbbell or a cable, as well as a triceps kickback, particularly with a cable, to ensure there's tension throughout the entirety of the exercise. Pair that with all of the other heavy pushing you're already doing, like all bench press and overhead press variations, and you'll have no problem filling your shirt sleeves. So there you have it, the most important muscles to train to look bigger. Now, this isn't to say that you should ignore every other muscle, but rather that training these muscles maximally will make a bigger visual impact on your physique faster. Did you find this video helpful? If so, click the like button below, as it'll truly help out the channel. Also, if you're an intermediate or advanced lifter whose muscle gains have stalled and are looking to jumpstart new muscle growth, grab a copy of Mass 5 Full Body. This is a high-frequency, full-body workout for intermediate and advanced lifters who are looking to take their physique to the next level. And right now, you can get an additional 25% off by using the coupon code MASS25. If you want to learn more, click the link in the description below. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe for more videos, and don't forget to turn on post notifications so you don't miss the next one. Peace.